Hey there, welcome back friends. In this video we will talk about how we can repeat a test case for certain number of times. Now friends, there are two ways. Firstly, we can go with the JUnit way where we will make use of an annotation, and then we also have a yet another way, the IntelliJ way. So we will check both of the option and how we can do that. Now first of all, the question arises that why do we need an option? Why do we need an option to repeat a test case numerous times? Now imagine a situation where you would like to test a web application, for example, and there is a method which will receive hits, numerous hits, and the method needs to serve the users. Now there might be a situation where the application may crash if the number of users are too heavy. In those kind of situation where rigorous testing is required, definitely the option of repetition is useful, right? So in here, let me check. There is some kind of error it is showing up. Is there any error? Let me first of all check the current application. Well, it is working properly. It was just a bug. IntelliJ was showing some kind of error. There is no error. Alright, so in here, let me do a couple of things. Let me get rid of this test instance annotation that is not required, in fact, for these tutorials. And now let us navigate, and I have created this very simple test which is repeat me, and if I run this test, this will simply display a message, I am alive, on the console. Here we go. This is nice. This is very simple stuff. Now for example, we wish to repeat this for 5 times. So in that case, we have something known as a repeated test. Here we go, and it receives an int value, so we can give 5, and in this case this particular test will get executed 5 times. So let me run this right away. Here we go, and it will definitely give us this particular console, and this is nice that it is showing up this repetitions in a very elegant way. 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, 4 of 5, and 5 of 5, and there is some kind of error, as I suppose. No, there is no error, but it was showing something. Let me rerun this. Now friends, there is some kind of warning, and you need not to worry about these warnings. The reason being, we also have for example a mechanism inbuilt where IntelliJ can run stuff out of its own. So there is some kind of conflict, I suppose. That is the reason why we are getting some warning, but you can ignore it and we can move forward. Alright, so the most important thing is that we are able to repeat things 5 times, and we can also check the repetitions individually, and every repetition is handling things properly. So this is a way where we can do rigorous testing. We can repeat test numerous times. Now let me get rid of it, or in fact let me comment this out. Here we go, and let me do it once again. Here we go. So now we only have this method executed once. Now there is a small little thing which IntelliJ gives us. So this is a feature provided by IntelliJ. If I configure the run path, then in here what we have this repeat option, right? So for example, if I check the list, there are list of methods which are available. So I will go with the repeat me method, and in here I can give couple of options: once, n times, until failure, until stopped, right? So we can do rigorous testing with IntelliJ. For example, we run this n times, and that is 5 times, or maybe 8 times, right? Now if I apply the changes and run this, then what happens? Then definitely this method will get executed 8 times. Here we go. So this is good. Now what happens is, when it is running a method 8 times, so when it comes to IntelliJ, it will create individual objects of the class itself and run fresh data. It will run and create fresh objects for individual run. So this is slightly different than the IntelliJ way. So there is definitely a difference between repeated test annotation and using it from IntelliJ. So take a note of it. Alright, so this is it. Now moving forward, let me also give you a small little thing. This is a best practice. This is something which we should do. In here, for example, we make use of this particular method, right, where we are giving expected and actual what we say values, and we are also providing message. Now friends, when it comes to providing message, sometimes message creation can cost us time. It can add couple of milliseconds more into our testing process. Now because it can be expensive, it would be rather a good idea to create the message if it is required only. For example, in here, assert equals will display this message only if the test is failed. But when it comes to this application, no matter whether the application or the test fails or not, this particular parameter needs to be inserted, right? So this is a parameter. So first of all, JUnit or Java will create this message and then pass it. Now, can we automate the things? Can we lazy initialize the message? And in JUnit, indeed, it is possible. We can lazy initialize the message. We can ask JUnit to pass the message only if the test is failed, right? So in this case, we will simply make use of lambda and our work is done. This is perfectly valid and this is definitely a best practice. You should make use of lambda instead of direct text. This is known as lazy param, and this lazy string param or message param is a best practice. This is a tiny optimization which can give you great results. Imagine there are like so many test cases in your overall production application, then this tiny optimization can hugely benefit your entire application and the speed of testing the test cases. So this is nice. Let me run this application and in fact, let me edit the configuration. Let me bring it to normal. Let me apply the changes. Why it is giving some kind of error, I don't know. Let me use the all packages option, and here is our application which will run all the tests. This is the normal test case scenario where we are running entire test cases in our entire package. Alright, so this is nice and this is how we can do stuff. Alright, so this was it for today's video. This was how we can like repeat test cases. We can use the options provided by IntelliJ, and definitely the option provided by IntelliJ of repeating test cases is not available in Eclipse. It is only available in IntelliJ. This is the reason why I am not showing how to do it in Eclipse. The option is definitely not available out there. Alright, so this was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.